Welcome to Parkinson's Looks Like Me. I'm Melissa Livingston, and I'm joined by my fellow host, Chris Sutphin.
Hello.
Esther wasn't able to join us today, but she'll be back next month. A quick thank you to the Parkinson's and Movement Disorder Alliance for hosting this podcast. You may have noticed that we've changed our name. The podcast that formerly was Living Well Starts Here is now Parkinson's Looks Like Me. It's still the same hosts, yay, the same YOPD focus. We just thought it was time to give the podcast a bit of a refresh to make sure it reflected our unique style and content.
As we're all from the YOPD community, what we care about and talk about on the podcast reflects our own experiences with young onset Parkinson's. And we're also here to talk to and for the YOPD community. Those of us with young onset have, I guess, our own unique concerns, challenges, and a distinct voice.
But Parkinson's still looks like us. It looks like you and me, and none of us is alone. We're making sure that we all have a voice in the larger Parkinson's community and beyond. So we ask tough questions and challenge stigma. We talk about the difficult parts of the disease, honestly, and we laugh about the joyful and ridiculous parts too. Welcome to Parkinson's Looks Like Me. We're excited that you're here and along the ride with us. Today we're talking about DBS, or Deep Brain Stimulation. Specifically, we're doing a bit of an update on Chris and myself. Last month, we re-aired an episode from a couple of years ago called DBS, WGF. In it, we discussed how Chris and I were both preparing for DBS and at different stages of the process. So we kind of learned from each other. And if you haven't listened to that episode, you may want to do that because we're about to talk about how we're doing now after our surgeries.
You know, there's so much curiosity and discussion in the community about making this decision, prepping, talking with people about it, gathering information. We think it's important to share honestly, what we went through, our experiences, both with surgery and after. Warning, good, bad, and ugly. It's not a cakewalk. It's not all roses. It's life that happens. Please keep in mind, none of us are surgeons or healthcare practitioners, only experts in our own experiences. We also all live in the US and in different states. The DBS process may work a little differently depending upon what country or state you are in.
For starters, my surgery was in January 2025, and you had yours in August of the year before, right? 24.
Yep, 8/1/24, 2 days before my birthday.
It's a heck of an anniversary, I'm telling you. Like, of all the things to celebrate, who would have thought elective brain surgery would have been the one? Like, woo,
Exactly.
here we are.
Yeah. The best advice I think anyone gave me was from Heather.
Heather Kennedy is the GOAT.
Heather Kennedy. She's a sage wisdom. She's a sorceress, whatever. Guru, our Parky spirit animal.
If you don't think you have a crush on Heather Kennedy, you're wrong.
Oh,
she's amazing.
Yeah. She says, be very, very specific about your expectations when you tell the surgeon what your ideal, I guess, result is.
What you're looking to get out of it. Yeah.
Right. I'm non-tremor dominant, right? So for me, it's, GPI, it's a smaller placement, smaller target.
Well.
And it takes longer, as they said, smaller adjustments over a longer period of time.
I felt like I had to choose GPI. They left it up to me. My doctor's office had 12 doctors. They had like a tribunal. They discussed my case. They decided I was eligible for DBS. And then they were like, we're kind of split down the middle on whether you should get STN or GPI. So it's going to be up to you. And I'm like, oh, great. Like, because clearly I have a doctorate in neurology, so I should most definitely be making my own decisions with impulse control disorder. Like, yes, these are all good ideas. Let's do it.
Gosh, that first 4 or 5 days, I slept a lot, but I had voluntary brain surgery, right?
Yeah.
My brain was tired. It needed to heal, and the best way for the brain to heal is resting.
Yeah. It's true. And
which
like,
I didn't. I enjoyed it. I didn't have a problem with that.
I fought it. I fought the sleep. And I had to stay a little extra in the hospital because hemoglobin was extremely low, so I had to agree to a blood transfusion.
Yeah, I mean, post surgery,
Um,
I was the same. Not only the wires, but also had the incision and the staples there
mhm.
that
Yeah,
I
you
had to
already had a
deal
big
with.
incision, big incision. Yours is way bigger than mine.
Yeah, I mean, just the first night or the first day, I guess, that I was approved to roll over and sleep on my stomach, that was magical.
I missed that. I can't do that because of my back. I was asleep during mine, so I don't know. Like once they gave me the medication for for the anesthesia, I closed my eyes and I willed myself to sleep because I had so much anxiety and I just knocked out. And the next thing I know, I was waking up in recovery, you know. But you were awake, so like, what
Oh
was that
yeah,
like? Was that
very interesting. I mean, the curiosity part of it,
it
but they
is?
wouldn't let me watch. But yeah, like
Ah,
you, I mean, you
ghoul.
had to be there 3, 4 o'clock, blah blah blah, check in, wait, and then so they came and got me, took me back.
Like, oh my gosh, it was like, Dr. Frankenstein's lair.
It was, I mean, and that was part of what piqued my interest,
Yeah.
being. But I remember they rolled me in, and of course, first off, they give you blankets. They ask you if you're
If you're
if you're
cold because
cold,
you're shaking.
and
Well, not you,
the
but
blankets were straight out of the warmer. I remember asking the surgeon, and he laughed about this at my post-op checkup. He said, you were the only person that I remember that I have ever had ask if it could be colder in the operating room."
and it's so cold in there.
I was
Yeah.
sweating.
I wasn't even really aware of it, but I was aware enough that I knew when they brought me into the room because I could feel the temperature
Yeah,
difference. Yeah.
I was sweating. I really wanted something to drink because being
Yeah.
awake for that was about 2 hours in without meds or water.
And why were you awake?
That was never really presented as an option for me, which I'm finding out as talking with more and more people. It's surgeon preference,
Yes.
facility
I've
preference.
heard that as well. Yeah.
They were like, "You're going to be awake." Um, there was an anesthesiologist. I mean, they were giving me, I guess, something to help with anxiety and blood pressure,
Sure.
just to because they're poking around in your
Right.
brain.
One would hope, this is not
Yeah,
Hannibal, so
I did participate in a study, which was really cool as part of being awake. So yeah, I got to experience the drilling. Like you don't
ooh.
feel the pain, you feel the sensation and the pressure.
Hmm.
Once he finished drilling, I said, "How big, of a
Oh
drill bit are
gosh,
you using?" Yeah.
you're brave.
He says, "Oh, it's maybe size of a dime." I was like, "Well, it feels like it's about, the size of a soda bottle."
A soda bottle. Oh gosh.
Oh yeah. But again, it's that, I mean, the nubbins, once you get
Yeah.
them, I mean, but
Yeah, they're weird.
it's that sensation
Yeah.
that you have.
And you're itchy. I have been itchy. My head has been itchy since I got surgery. Like I scratch it like a really
Thank
bad
you.
habit.
Yes.
And you can scratch it open. And my hair came back a different texture in one spot where my part
Mhm.
is. And it's actually very gray in that spot also, which I don't
Hmm.
know is related because I can't possibly be old enough to have that much gray hair.
Right. Mine has went to oily.
Oh gosh.
So it's the oily itchy kind of thing. There's the extra sweating part that contributes
Ah,
to it too,
yes.
which I won't say DBS caused it because I experienced it before, but
Yeah.
it's more noticeable.
Part of me actually almost wished that I had shaved my head because not only was my hair different and very difficult to style because I had two big pieces missing on both sides. And don't get me wrong, I was very grateful to be able to keep my hair.
The second surgery for the battery pack, like I was out for that. I don't like they rolled
Yeah, I was
me
out
in,
too. Yeah.
was out for that. So that recovery from that I think was actually worse than recovery from the implants,
I agree.
just because of where it's at. I mean, the muscles moving with your arms and
Hmm.
everything else.
Was that when
It
you called
was,
me and said, "Get, I want this thing out"?
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And I felt the same way when I had mine done, like not for nothing, but I felt like it's very, you don't think about what it feels like to have a foreign object inside of you. Like I have birthed 4 children, and like
Mhm.
I've had a human being living inside of my body, and that was less disconcerting. I saw feet and hands, and they're like little
Oh
aliens
yeah.
in there dancing around. But this device in my chest was very, disconcerting is the best word, because I just felt like I needed to continue to take muscle relaxers and anything that I
Hmm.
could not feel it. And that's a very
Yep.
bad route to, that's a very bad mindset to be in as a person with Parkinson's who has impulse control issues.
Fun fact, Parkinson's has its own special flavor of anxiety that we get to
Oh
live
yeah.
with.
Some of
Well,
which is induced by the surgery. A lot of mine was
exactly.
induced by the surgery.
That was one thing that I wish I
Hmm.
would have been told before.
Me too.
I mean,
Yeah.
because it's not regular anxiety.
No. My
Like
first panic
it's
attack was like an existential crisis at three
right.
in the morning, the day following my surgery.
Mhm.
And I didn't get to my room until midnight. So I fell asleep, and 3 hours later I woke up and I was like, I have to get up. I have to get out of this bed. I have to move around. When they cut through the skin, they separate the meninges from your scalp.
Mhm.
That right there is your limbic system. That's your fight or flight.
You had the surgery. You've experienced the honeymoon, the halo effect,
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I didn't get any honeymoon.
lesion effect.
I
Mine
didn't
was
get a
very short.
honeymoon
I got
effect.
like 2 or 3 days.
Mine was
Um,
like a good night's sleep, and that was it.
well, so then you go back and the big day they switch you on. Now, not only do you have electrodes in your head, you're
Yeah,
passing
people.
live current
Yeah.
through your system in your brain.
And you're completely off.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yeah, you have no medicine. You can't have any medicine in your system.
Yep. That's kind of scary and
Yeah,
raw emotionally. Like
it is.
it's
You had
some
a really good
sweet.
support system too. So like,
Yes, I
you know,
have, and that's I'm very thankful for that because if I
I'm
didn't,
looking at you
like,
feeling sad, and no, I feel sad.
it's
I
hard.
crack jokes on mine. It is hard. It's very hard. And you feel like everyone's looking at you, and you're shuffling in there like an
Yeah,
inmate getting ready to, go up to Rikers Island,
exactly.
and people
Yeah,
are looking at you.
they're looking at you because they want to see how you are reacting.
Hmm.
Yeah, Angie was with me with the first one, and she doesn't like to talk about it, just
I remember.
because. I mean, it's that being off, and it's exhausting. I think that first programming session was about 2 hours. Yeah, so it's still a lot of tap 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 on the programmer. How does
Hmm.
that feel?
It's like very
And
anticlimactic, and you want that. You're in there,
oh
and
yeah,
like you walk in there. Hold on. This is the
yeah,
part where I get emotional. You walk in there
oh
with
yeah,
like so much hope in your heart that like you can't even
yes,
contain it. Like thank God my sister went with us. And you walk in there with so much hope in your heart, and then you get this programming, and you're like, and you want that moment that you see on the internet. You want that, like, I'm walking on sunshine, clicking my heels, walking out doing a spin. And that first visit, I didn't get it. And my second visit,
right,
I didn't get it. And my third visit, I didn't get it. I got to 6 months
yeah,
where they were like, it's your 6 month anniversary. How are you feeling? And I said, I feel worse than I did before.
yes,
It just wasn't catching. But then this freaking miracle of adaptive DBS, because I have the Medtronic Percept device, was was approved by the FDA,
uh-huh.
and it changed the entire game for me. The entire game was changed. I went from, wow, I feel awful, to, oh my gosh. Between that and a medication change from
Hmm.
from Cinemet to Crexont, like that was a lifesaver.
I have Boston Scientific.
Yeah,
They were more the big update kind of thing. Like you guys got the
brain sense.
Right. You guys got the adaptive.
Yeah.
It's the imaging. It's like the point and click stuff, which for me was just awesome because you can see it's crazy, wacky, geeky, cool that I like. As good as that is, there are still challenges.
Well, this is fine. That's how mine ended up. This is fine. And it's because it takes a long time. I'm still like,
Exactly.
still now I'm still programming. I'm still not
Oh
100%.
yeah.
And I knew that I wouldn't be. I knew that I wouldn't be. I was told that. I was not promised
Hmm.
anything. They don't promise you anything. They say maybe,
Nope.
it might, it might, it might. Like, what are you still struggling with?
I kept asking you and Melissa and everybody. I was like, how many programming sessions have you had?
Yeah, and what's your device at? Like we were doing like DBS, like show whose is bigger, like it's
Oh
like
yeah.
that sort of situation. And I
Yep.
kept trying to kind of temper my responses because I was hopeful, but with GPI it is slower, like I
It
had to
is.
choose GPI because I had done my homework and my doctor did agree that
Hmm.
like that was his vote and he
Hmm.
felt that that was going to help me most. And it also helps you possibly avoid the mental health issues that sometimes come up. I mean, I still have
Yeah.
anxiety, so I don't know how I avoided anything.
Oh
But
yeah.
if there was anything underlying, and my family just have a history of bipolar disorder, so I mean, being that we already had
Hmm.
mental health issues, I feel like that would be the thing that I would want to avoid. So we did that. What are you still looking for, and like what benefits have you seen? Like.
Well, and this is another one of those difficult questions.
Yeah, for you it's complicated.
And again, it's not everybody's experience. After I went to UVA and got my new team and everybody established, they had asked, "Where are you at? What do you want from it?"
Hmm.
And at that point, I specifically looked at the doctor and I said, honestly, at this point, I just want you to do something with the programming that makes me realize that getting this surgery was not a complete waste of time. Nothing so at all against like the team that I had at Wake.
No, yeah.
Loved them. They were excellent.
It was
It
just
was
it was
timing.
like yeah, it
It's
was just
timing.
bad luck, bad timing, really. The $64,000 question is, would you do DBS again?
Absolutely, yes, I would do it again with all of the challenges, with the weirdness, everything else, the itchy, the whatever changes in meds, because I have seen the hope for better results from programming rather than more medication.
Yes.
Which is kind of what we all want. Like we're all tired of taking handfuls of pills and
Hmm.
everything else. And it's yes, and that's why I said knowing what I know right now.
Yeah.
I want to say it's going to be like a simple little programming setting, but it's nothing with this programming is simple. It's
It will be a tiny little, it could very well be a tiny little like
right.
increment change that will make all the difference to your
It,
FC and your quality of life. Absolutely.
it is, and it's
Yes.
it's one it's that light switch moment that
I've
they'll
had it.
hit
Yeah.
that setting. Exactly. All
Mm.
right. Um, but yeah, it's the hope of a better future, a better life. All right. So now put you in the hot seat.
Would I do it again?
Would you do it again?
I would absolutely
And
do
I
it again. Thousand
yes.
percent. And I was a very strong
Oh,
opponent of DBS. What did I say all the time? Like, I still have good boobs. I still wear a bikini. I don't want to mess it up. And now I have this thing in my body that I have to wear a bra 24/7. And I'm like, okay, I still have good boobs because like, I'm wearing a bra 24/7, but for crying out loud, like I'd like to take it off. The best answer that I can give is I'm better. And it's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect. Like it's never ever going to be perfect. But the whole point of DBS is that it's adjustable and you can have it for a lifetime. And this device brings so much hope and so much to my life. I was stuck in a chair. I mean, I've had three major surgeries, one of them which was the DBS surgery. But in the last 6 years since I've been diagnosed, I also had hip surgery in 2022, and I had spinal surgery just this last December. So I've had to heal from that as well. And would I do it over again? Yes, 1,000% yes. It has brought so much opportunity and ability and joy to my life. This stupid, ugly thing that I absolutely hate. And I tell anyone who asks me that I hate it. I hate the way it feels. It's constantly uncomfortable. I've not been comfortable a single day since I got it, but it works, it helps, and it makes a difference.
And it's subtle. I
Yeah,
mean, because
it sneaks up on you.
and I guess our perception is clouded because
Mhm.
people see us, and everybody says, well, you look good, you look like you're doing good,
Yeah.
and you get that. And I guess once the people that say that, when they give a specific reason
Yeah.
as to
Yeah.
why,
It's not
I
just
had a family friend tell me this, and they're like, you're not moving, you don't have all that extra wiggly like you did before surgery.
there's
My perception of it was it's still there,
yeah. Well, yeah,
but
but you don't realize how bad you were until like you're someone like me who has a rechargeable that has a battery that has to be recharged and you
yeah,
run out of battery. And like yours, I know
yeah,
you said you had turned yours down, so like you're able to do that. I can't. If mine's off, I learned that if I did not have this device, I wouldn't be
hmm
drinking a glass of water. This year, my parents got remarried. After being divorced
hmm
for 15 years, they got remarried, which is like amazing. Like two septuagenarians, like just on the dance floor in Tennessee. And I danced at their
wow,
wedding with my family and my brothers and sisters that I haven't seen
that's
in like
hmm
15, 16 years since Alexis was a baby, and she's gonna be 17 in October. So woohoo, that was a miracle. To me, that was a miracle. And when I explained to my brother-in-law what I had done to be there, he's a very much a tech guy. He worked for Apple for a very long time, and he got choked up and he was like, "This is why I did what I did and I do what I do. Like, this is amazing." Like, he's like, "Do me a favor and please don't make it." And I haven't seen him since my wedding to my first husband, which was over 30 years ago. He was like, "Please, let's not let 30 years go by before we see each other again. Like, please come visit." And I can say that now. Like, yes, I would love to do that. So my take on it was that like this has allowed me to live and connect and do things that I
yes,
always wanted to do. But as far as like the process goes, I would ask that people considering DBS treat it like a major surgery, because I didn't, even though it was. I was a bit cavalier about it because I thought I knew all the things that there was to know, and there really isn't. Like when they tell you, they give you that list of symptoms, just like you're getting a medication. Heartburn, nausea, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Like,
okay. All right.
you're like, okay, yeah, okay, mental health changes. That probably won't happen to me. This and this. Well, it did.
I remember talking to the therapist, and like you said, they were saying, this could happen, this could change, we've seen blah blah blah. It's, I think, the transparency, especially like you said on the mental health side, or artificially adding or stimulating our brain chemistry. Little changes with meds
Make a
can
huge
sometimes
difference.
cause huge results. It's there running.
I think the doctors, it feels almost like in a way they're interested in not, having that liability of saying like, this is going
Right.
to do this for you. So they don't want to say
Right.
that. So there's a lot of things that they don't say. And my doctor at Baylor also told me that one of the reasons that they don't tell you that everything that you could or could not get from DBS is because of the placebo effect.
Yeah, true.
And you're putting negative and into your brain,
Right.
and then you're not going to get that because you're a person with Parkinson's. So that's part of the process as well that I don't think anybody realizes. But it doesn't need to be more open, and I feel like there should be a discussion like what happens when you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you're having an existential crisis in your head and
Hmm.
you don't know what to do,
Yep.
well, and then on top of it, like there's an enormous, you can go on psych meds and stuff like that. Like I did, I went on Lexapro, and I have no problem telling people because it's a chemical imbalance, and whatever it is, it
Yep.
is. It's just it's a medical condition that I need to treat. Mental health is health. But when you go on stuff like that, there's a chance that it could exacerbate your symptoms, and it did that for me. So then I went from that fingernail hold on the cliff to like there was a little bit of dirt in there and it was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
roll out. And it was actually Angie, Chris's wife, who talked me through taking Lexapro, and she had taken it again, and she was like, just
Yeah.
stay on it, hang in there, stay on it, make sure somebody
Yeah.
stays with you, talk about how you feel. And that was the
Yeah.
most valuable thing for me. Like that saved me because if you don't have good people in your corner, it makes it so hard for this surgery. But
It does.
having good people saves you, and having good doctors and having good information about what you're getting into. Like do the research. You can overthink it, yes, but you can't really over research it. Knowledge is power. And
And after all, it's just brain surgery that you're
yeah, it's just
right.
brain surgery. It's all good. Somebody messes with our heads every once in a while anyway, so like it'll be all right. It's not as bad as you think it's going to be, but it's not as easy as you hoped. So, like
Right.
with anything else with Parkinson's, it's what you put into it. You have to do your exercise, you have to do your physical therapy, you have to stretch your chest, even though it feels icky, because if you don't, you're going to be crying about how the DBS hurts, and it's not the DBS, it's your chest wall because you didn't stretch it out for a while. Thanks for listening, everyone. Be sure to tune in next month. We'll be checking in with Esther about her decision-making process when it comes to DBS and other advanced therapies. We know this is a hot topic in the YOPD community, and it is for us too.
Be sure to like and follow us and share your favorite episodes with your friends and family. If you'd like to continue the conversation, visit the podcast page on Podbean. That link is going to be included with the show notes and anywhere else you get your podcasts.
Also in the show notes, you'll find links to resources and other DBS stories from the YOPD community. There will also be information about how to follow all of us on social media.
Hello to our YOPN members listening out there. The Young Onset Parkinson's Network is a free private membership community for all those diagnosed with Parkinson's or a Parkinsonism before turning 50, as well as their care partners. If you're interested in finding out more about us and our monthly community gatherings, go to yopnetwork.org.
Thank you again to Parkinson's and Movement Disorder Alliance for hosting this podcast. Until next time, this is Mel and Chris, and this is Parkinson's Looks Like Me.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the hosts and do not necessarily reflect the experiences of others in the Parkinson's community or the views of any mentioned or associated organizations.